Take a moment and look around you. The road beneath your feet, the light above your head, the network on your phone, the clean water in your glass, none of it appeared by accident. It was built, designed, fought for. That's infrastructure. And whether we realize it or not, it's the backbone of every thriving society. Infrastructure is not just about construction, it's about connection. It connects people to opportunities, ideas to action, and villages to global markets. It's the school in the remote community that suddenly has electricity. It's the farmer who can now transport produce without it rotting on the way. It's the young woman in a rural town who can now study online because her village has internet. Infrastructure is how a nation breathes, moves, grows, and dreams. Without it, nothing works. With it, anything is possible. From the ancient Roman roads to the modern superhighways of China, from Egypt's Aswan Dam to Rwanda fiber optic network, infrastructure has always been the quiet force behind every leap forward in human history. Nations that build rise. Nations that neglect fall. But here's the catch. Infrastructure isn't just built by governments, it's powered by vision. By leaders who dream beyond today. By citizens who demand more. By youth who believe that progress belongs to them. The future will not come to us, we must build it. We must build roads that carry ambition. Bridges that unite people. Power lines that light up possibility. Digital highways that connect every voice. We must invest in schools, hospitals, clean water systems, and transport hubs. Not just for convenience, but for dignity, justice, and the power to rise. So let me ask you, do you believe in transformation? Do you believe in rising? Then don't just scroll by. Like this message, share it, speak about it, tag a leader, a builder, a dreamer. Because it's not enough to dream of a better future, we must lay the bricks. This is how change begins, with awareness, with unity, with action. And it starts now. Let's explore how infrastructure is not just the foundation of development, but the spark of a revolution. 1. Historical context. Infrastructure is a nation-building tool. Throughout history, the rise and fall of great nations have always followed a familiar pattern. Those that build, endure. Those that neglect, fade. Infrastructure has never been just about construction. It has always been a statement of vision, power, and destiny. Go back to ancient Rome, over 2,000 years ago. The Romans built more than 400,000 kilometers of roads, many of which still exist today. They understood something critical. Connectivity is strength. Roads allowed armies to move, ideas to spread, and economies to flourish. Infrastructure turned a city into an empire. Fast forward to the United States in the 1950s. President Dwight D. Eisenhower launched the Interstate Highway System, the largest public works project in U.S. history. This network of roads didn't just link states, it fueled economic growth, created millions of jobs, and redefined what was possible for American mobility and trade. Now look at China, a country that in just a few decades transformed from rural poverty to the world's second-largest economy. How? Massive infrastructure investment, high-speed rail networks, mega dams, bridges, smart cities. China didn't wait, it built. And by building, it rose. But let's bring it home, to Africa. Our history is filled with both missed opportunities and inspiring blueprints. Kwame Nkrumah, the visionary leader of Ghana, didn't just fight for political independence, he dreamed of economic independence through infrastructure. His plans for the Akosombo Dam were more than a hydroelectric project, they were a leap toward industrialization. The Aswan High Dam, in Egypt gave an entire nation control over the Nile and energy security. Infrastructure became sovereignty. In post-apartheid South Africa, infrastructure became a healing tool, connecting communities long divided by race and geography. Roads were no longer just roads, they were bridges to equity. And today, projects like the African Continental Free Trade Area (AfCFTA) are waking us up to a simple truth. Without strong infrastructure, unity is just a dream. No trade, no travel, no transformation can happen if nations remain isolated by poor roads, dead zones, and unreliable power. History teaches us something clear and powerful. Infrastructure is more than metal and cement. It's nation building in its purest form. It's what turns independence into empowerment. It's what turns hope into reality. And it's what defines whether a country is remembered or forgotten. 2. Key pillars of modern infrastructure development. If infrastructure is the backbone of a nation, then these 5 pillars are its lifeblood. They are the systems that move people, power homes, grow economies, and connect dreams to reality. To build a nation that lasts, we must build intelligently, inclusively, and intentionally. Let's break it down. 1. Transport and connectivity. The first pillar is what we see every day: roads, railways, ports, and airports. But don't be fooled. This isn't just about travel. This is about access. A good road doesn't just take you somewhere, it brings opportunity to you. When rural farmers can reach markets, when small businesses can transport goods, when tourists can explore a nation safely and quickly, that's when the economy breathes. Think high-speed rail in Asia, or pan-African road corridors like the Lagos-Abidjan Highway. Connectivity creates prosperity. 2. Energy and power. No country can grow in the dark. Without energy, factories stop. Schools go silent. Hospitals become helpless. Power is life. Power is dignity. Power is potential. The modern world demands clean, reliable, and affordable energy. From solar fields in Morocco to hydro dams in Ethiopia, Africa is waking up to its renewable power. Off-grid solutions are lighting up villages once forgotten. The future. It's green, smart, and locally owned. 3. Water and sanitation. You want to build a strong nation? Start with clean water. Infrastructure isn't just about what's visible, it's also underground. Pipes, drainage, wells, irrigation, sanitation systems. These are the quiet heroes of public health. Clean water prevents disease. Good sanitation saves lives. Irrigation fuels agriculture. This is a pillar of survival, especially in a world battling climate change. 4. Digital infrastructure. Welcome to the digital age, where the internet is as important as electricity. Digital infrastructure means fiber optic networks, cell towers, 5G access, data centers, tech hubs, and digital payment systems. It's what connects a student in a remote village to an online university. It's what allows entrepreneurs to sell across borders. In this pillar, Africa has a leapfrog opportunity. We can skip past 20th century systems and go straight to mobile money, e-health, e-governance, and smart cities. The digital revolution is our moment. 5. Urban development and housing. More people are living in cities than ever before. But are they living well? This pillar focuses on affordable housing, smart city planning, public transport, green spaces, and sustainable construction. We must stop building slums and start building communities. Cities must be planned, not improvised. They must work for the poor, not just the rich. That means investing in safe housing, clean streets, reliable services, and climate resilience. Urban infrastructure is where justice meets design. Conclusion of section. These 5 pillars don't stand alone, they support each other. A road is useless if there's no power. Power is pointless if there's no digital access. Water means nothing if your home is unlivable. Real infrastructure development is holistic. It's not about building what looks good, it's about building what works. What includes, what uplifts. If we want nations that stand tall, we must build from the ground up, with these 5 pillars as our guide. 3. Challenges and strategic solutions. Let's be honest. Building infrastructure isn't easy. If it were, every village would have light. Every road would be smooth. Every citizen would have clean water and fast internet. But the truth is, there are real challenges. Deep ones. Persistent ones. But here's the good news. Every challenge has a solution, if we have the will, the wisdom, and the courage to act. Challenge 1. Corruption and mismanagement. One of the biggest enemies of infrastructure is not lack of money, it's how the money is used. Bribery, ghost projects, inflated contracts, poor oversight. Funds meant to build schools vanish into thin air. Roads are built on paper but never in real life. Strategic solution. Implement transparent procurement systems with public accountability. Use digital monitoring platforms so citizens can track projects. Encourage independent audits and whistleblower protections. We need to build not just structures, but a culture of integrity. Challenge 2. Funding gaps. Many developing countries face a painful reality: big dreams, small budgets. Infrastructure is expensive. It takes billions, not just to build, but to maintain. And often, Governments can't shoulder the cost alone. Strategic solution. Embrace public-private partnerships (PPPs) where private investment meets public good. Leverage international development funds, green climate financing, and diaspora bonds. Build bankable projects that attract investors with long-term impact. If we finance wisely, we can fund boldly. Challenge 3. Poor planning and execution. Too many projects are rushed, politically motivated, or disconnected from real needs. A stadium built before a hospital. A highway to nowhere. A power plant without a grid. Strategic solution. Develop national infrastructure master plans aligned with long-term development goals. Involve local communities in decision-making. They know what they need. Prioritize data-driven planning and regular project evaluation. Smart infrastructure begins with smart planning. Challenge 4. Climate change and environmental risks. Floods, droughts, rising temperatures. Climate change is no longer a future threat. It's a present crisis, and it's destroying poorly designed infrastructure every day. Strategic solution. Invest in climate-resilient infrastructure, bridges that can handle floods, buildings that stay cool, energy that's renewable. Adopt green building standards and eco-friendly materials. Think long-term. Sustainability isn't a luxury, it's survival. Let's build for the next century, not just the next election. Challenge 5. Lack of local capacity. Sometimes we import engineers, labor, and even basic materials. That's not self-reliance. That's outsourcing our future. Strategic solution. Invest in local skills development and technical training. Empower young engineers, architects, and entrepreneurs. Create local industries for cement, steel, solar panels, and more. When we build with local hands, we build national pride. Conclusion of section. Yes, the road is tough. But so were all roads, before they were built. The challenges we face today are not barriers, they are blueprints. Each problem reveals a path. Each weakness reveals a way forward. The question is no longer can we build. The question is, will we build with wisdom? Will we build with courage? Will we build for all? 4. Vision for the future. Infrastructure is a tool for justice. The revolution of roads, power, and dignity, Ibrahim Traoré's mission. What if roads could do more than connect cities? What if electricity could light up more than homes? What if it could ignite dignity? What if infrastructure was not just about construction, but liberation? That is the vision of Captain Ibrahim Traoré. He is not building for applause. He is building for justice. Justice for the forgotten villages. Justice for the child who studies under candlelight. Justice for the farmer whose crops rot for lack of roads. Justice for a people who have waited too long. Infrastructure is freedom. Traoré understands something that many miss. True independence doesn't end with the flag. It begins with infrastructure. Without good roads, a country is chained. Without clean water, a people suffer. Without power, dreams are dimmed. But when infrastructure rises, nations rise. When every child can reach a school, when every patient can find a clinic, when every village is lit at night, that is freedom. That is revolution. And in Burkina Faso, that revolution has begun. Building the people's infrastructure. Under Traoré's leadership, the focus is not on flashy skyscrapers or mega projects for headlines. His focus is the people's infrastructure. Roads that connect rural farmers to markets. Boreholes and wells that give families safe water. Renewable energy that powers schools and clinics. Digital networks that give youth access to knowledge in the world. This is not just development. This is defiance against poverty, neglect, and colonial dependency. Justice through ownership. For too long, Africa has built with borrowed tools and foreign hands. But Ibrahim Traoré is shifting the tide. Build with Burkinabe. Build for Burkinabe. That means training local engineers, sourcing materials locally, paying fair wages to local workers, and putting communities in control of their own futures. Because justice is not just what we build, it's who we empower to build it. Infrastructure is resistance. In a world that often ignores or exploits Africa, Traoré's vision is bold. We will not wait. We will not beg. We will build. With the spirit of Sankara. With the urgency of a people ready to rise. With the clarity that justice delayed is justice denied. Infrastructure becomes a tool of resistance, to neocolonialism, to dependence, to underdevelopment. And every bridge, every school, every solar panel becomes a brick in the cathedral of freedom. Conclusion. The road ahead. Captain Ibrahim Traoré's vision is not just about concrete and steel. It's about building a Burkina Faso that stands tall, not because others lifted it, but because it built itself. This is the future, where infrastructure is justice, where justice is dignity, and where dignity is non-negotiable. The revolution will not only be televised, it will be built. Brick by brick, road by road, hand in hand.